Lesson from Class A. Recently, one of my clients came into class with a familiar gripe. My agents aren't sending me out. Perhaps you've heard this gripe. Perhaps you've even said it yourself. Here's the thing. That language is entirely inaccurate. Agents don't send actors on auditions. It's not up to them. It's up to casting. Agents pitch us for roles. Casting chooses who they want to see for the audition, and understanding how that process works was very helpful for me. So I'm going to tell you how I learned about it, hoping that it will be helpful for you. I wanted to cast something. I had an idea for a show. A friend of mine and I had written the pilot. We needed to fill a couple roles. We decided that we would cast it ourselves, that we would be the casting directors. First thing for you to understand, if you don't already. Casting directors consider actor submissions through casting websites. Actors Access, LA Casting, and Casting Frontier are the biggest ones for TV and film here in LA. If you're not on one of these websites, you're not even going to have a chance at being considered to go on an audition unless you have some kind of connect to a casting director. So, as casting directors, we put our project up on breakdown services, which is connected to Actors Access. The info that we put up was this: the title of the project, the date of the audition, the names of the actors already attached to the project, none of which were hugely recognizable, the pay rate, which in our case was deferred, which means that no one's getting paid unless this project makes money, which most people know it probably won't because most projects don't. And, of course, the two characters that we wanted to cast with descriptions of each. We were then asked by the website, who did we want to be able to see this project and submit? Should we allow just agents and managers to see this project and submit, or just actors, or both? This is why, as actors, with accounts on Actors Access, we'll pretty much never see breakdowns for big shows or movies because casting doesn't want us to. They choose just agents and managers because there's simply higher chances that those actors will be good, right? In our case, we felt like our deferred pay project with no exciting names wouldn't really attract many agents or manager submissions. So we allowed everybody to see it, right? So we put that up, we waited 2 days, and then we went back and looked at what we had gotten. When we clicked in to look at one of the roles, we saw a couple interesting options. First, the ability to filter based on union affiliation. So, casting can just decide that they don't want to look at anybody who isn't union, or on other projects, who is union, okay? And two, the ability to filter based on who submitted the actor. We could look at actors who submitted themselves, or ones who were submitted by reps, or all of them, or we could even just look at actors submitted by any particular agency of our choosing. We said to the website, show us everybody, okay? So it shows us rows of thumbnail images of actors, 4 little images per row, each of which has little buttons underneath, for looking at more info, okay? 4 thumbnails, 4 thumbnails, 4 numbers, all the way down the page, 25 rows, so 100 actors per page. Click the next page, 4 thumbnails, 4 thumbnails, 4 thumbnails, 100 more, page after page after page. For each role, we got about 1,200 submissions. Think about that. Would you want to look through 1,200 actors? And this on a project that doesn't look exciting from the outside and that probably won't pay. So in order to decrease our workload and raise our chances, we cut out the ones submitted directly by the actors themselves and still had many hundreds left over. Imagine how many submissions big projects receive. And here's the thing. We had time to see 12 actors per role. 12 out of 1,200. That is a 1% chance. We didn't have time to see 99% of the actors submitted. And again, if you think about huge projects, sometimes they'll see hundreds for one role if they're really having trouble and it's a big deal. Sometimes they'll see 5. So, this is our reality as actors. We are each one out of potentially thousands of thumbnail pictures who are vying for a few audition slots. Now, I can't tell you, of course, whether your reps are submitting you at all, or whether they're submitting you for things that you are right for. For that, you should ask your reps for weekly or monthly submission reports. You should also ask if they're calling to pitch you, because that can be a big deal. What I can tell you, to raise your chances, get to know casting directors through workshops and/or networking, and look up articles about networking. I'm not an expert on that. And one more major thing. When casting looks at those rows of pictures, they can choose to sort them based on when they were submitted or alphabetically by last name, but the default sorting that the website just shows automatically is by how much material the actors have uploaded to the site. If you have photos and resume and a reel and a slate shot, you're in the first grouping of actors that they will see. If you're missing any one of those, you're going to show up after every single person who has all four. If you only have two, you're after that group, etc. So have all four, get out there and make connections, check with your reps, and remember that your job is to just get good through classes or coachings or actors groups so that when you're part of the 1% that gets called, you'll be ready for it. Work it.